You wake up every single day with one responsibility: yourself. The world will always pull at you, asking for your time, your energy, your attention, your care. And you keep giving and giving and giving until one day you realize you have nothing left for yourself. That's when you feel empty, drained, invisible. Because you forgot the most important person in your life. You need to understand this. No one is going to prioritize you the way you should prioritize yourself. People come into your life, they take what they want, and when they've had enough, they leave. And you're left broken, wondering what you did wrong. But it was never about doing something wrong. It was about not choosing yourself first. Choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. It's strength. It's wisdom. When you start putting yourself first, everything changes. Your peace becomes sacred. Your time becomes valuable. Your energy becomes something you don't just hand out freely anymore. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't even deserve access to your mind. Think about it. Every single decision you've made, ignoring your own needs, where did it lead you? Regret, exhaustion, heartache. But every time you chose yourself, every time you walked away from something that wasn't serving you, didn't you feel lighter? Didn't you feel free? That's the power of choosing you. And yes, people will call you selfish. They'll call you cold. They'll say you've changed. Good. Let them. Because you didn't come into this world to be a people pleaser. You came here to grow, to rise, to become the highest version of yourself. And you cannot do that if your whole life is spent carrying other people on your back while you're crawling on your knees. You need to take back your energy. Protect it, guard it with everything you have. When you think about yourself always, you stop waiting for others to validate you. You stop begging for their attention. You stop needing their approval and suddenly realize you were the one you needed all along. So start today. Think about yourself. Put your boundaries up like a wall. Walk away when your peace is disturbed. Focus on your growth, your goals, your dreams. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable, because you were born to shrink. You were born to expand. And when you do that, when you make yourself your priority, the right people will respect it. The wrong people will fall away. And you will finally see thinking about yourself always is the only way to truly live. You need to understand something very clearly. If you do not put yourself first, no one else will. People will keep taking from you as long as you allow them to. They will keep calling you, keep asking for favors, keep draining your time, your peace, and your energy, because they know you will always show up. And because you have been conditioned to believe that putting yourself first is selfish, you keep showing up, even when it's destroying you. But let me tell you the truth, it's not selfish, it's survival. Every single day, you wake up with limited energy. Think of yourself as a battery. Some people plug into you and recharge, others plug into you and drain you dry. And when you keep saying yes to everyone else, when you keep bending over backwards to please people, you start running on empty. That's when you feel exhausted, uninspired, heavy. That's when you lose yourself. And that's exactly why you must start choosing yourself first. Because if you don't, no one is going to do it for you. I want you to remember the moments in your life when you ignored your own needs. Think back to those times when you sacrificed your sleep to be there for someone, when you gave up your own dreams to make someone else comfortable, when you said yes even though everything in you was screaming no. How did that leave you feeling? Drained, bitter, resentful. That's the cost of neglecting yourself. That's the price of always putting others before you. And it's a debt that only you are owing, not them. But then think about the moments when you actually chose yourself. The times when you said, no, I need to rest. The times when you decided to walk away from people who disrespected you. The times when you invested in your own growth, even if others didn't understand it. Didn't you feel stronger? Didn't you feel free? Didn't you feel like you finally had control over your life again? That's the power of prioritizing yourself. And yes, people will not like it. They will call you selfish. They will say you have changed. And you know what? They're right. You have changed. You've stopped living for everyone else and you've started living for yourself. You've realized that your time and energy are precious. You've realized that not everyone deserves access to you. And the moment you make this shift, you start attracting better people, better opportunities, better energy into your life. You need to understand that saying no to others is saying yes to yourself. Every time you deny yourself peace just to keep someone else happy, you're betraying yourself. Every time you ignore your own boundaries just to be liked, you're disrespecting yourself. And you can't expect others to respect you when you don't even respect yourself. Choosing yourself doesn't mean you stop caring about others. It doesn't mean you become cold. It means you finally recognize that your own well-being matters just as much as everyone else's. It means you give yourself permission to rest, to heal, to grow, to dream, to be. And when you operate from a place of fullness, when your cup is overflowing, only then can you give to others without destroying yourself in the process. So stop feeling guilty for taking care of yourself. Stop apologizing for needing space, for setting boundaries, for saying no. You owe no one an explanation for why you are prioritizing yourself. The right people will understand. The wrong people will fall away. And that's exactly what needs to happen. Think about it. If you spend your whole life pleasing everyone else, what do you have left at the end of the day? Regret. Regret that you never chose yourself. Regret that you wasted your energy on people who wouldn't even think twice about you. But when you start choosing yourself now, you build a life where you are at peace, where you are respected, where you are whole. And that's the life you deserve. So from today, start practicing this. When someone asks something of you, pause. Ask yourself, does this drain me or does this serve me? If it drains you, say no. Protect your energy like it's gold, because it is. Protect your peace like it's priceless, because it is. Protect yourself like your life depends on it, because it does. When you put yourself first, you don't lose people who matter. You lose people who are using you. You don't miss out on opportunities. You open the door to better ones. You don't become selfish. You become self-aware, and that awareness will change everything about your life. This is your reminder. Stop waiting for someone else to save you. Stop waiting for someone else to choose you. You are the one you've been waiting for all along. And the moment you finally choose yourself, you step into your power. You step into your worth. You step into the life that was meant for you. Do it now. Choose you, always. You've been trained to believe that you need people's approval to be worthy, that you need their attention to feel seen, that you need their validation to know you're enough. And because of this, you keep chasing after compliments, likes, reassurance, constant reminders that you're doing okay. But let me tell you the truth. The second you stop looking for validation from anyone outside of yourself, you step into your true power. Because the reality is, no one can validate you the way you can validate yourself. Every time you seek approval, you're giving away your power. Think about it. When you post something, when you wear something, when you say something, are you doing it because you love it or because you're waiting to see if other people approve? That little hesitation, that little what will they think voice in your head, that's you handing over control of your life. That's you saying, I can't decide if I'm good enough until they tell me. And isn't that exhausting? Isn't it exhausting to live your whole life waiting for people to clap for you before you believe in yourself? You need to understand that validation is a trap. It's temporary. It's temporary. It keeps you hungry, constantly begging for more because it never lasts. Someone praises you today and tomorrow you're back to questioning yourself again. And this cycle keeps you small, keeps you stuck, keeps you from becoming who you're truly meant to be. Because when your worth depends on the outside world owns you. But here's the shift you need to make. Start validating yourself. Start giving yourself permission to be proud, to be enough, to be worthy without waiting for anyone to confirm it. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am enough as I am. Because the moment you stop chasing approval, you become free. Free to be yourself unapologetically. Free to live on your own terms. Free to say what you want, wear what you want, create what you want without second guessing if people will accept it. And yes, people might not like it. They might not clap for you. They might even criticize you. But guess what? Their opinion no longer controls you. Because once you've decided that you are enough, their voices become background noise. You stop playing the game of constantly performing just to feel loved. You stop bending yourself into shapes just to fit in. You stop giving strangers the power to decide your worth. Let me ask you something. How many times have you hidden parts of yourself because you were scared of being judged? How many times have you silenced your own voice because you thought it wouldn't be accepted? And how many times did it leave you feeling fake, feeling small, feeling like you abandoned yourself? That's the cost of living for validation. That's the pain of betraying who you are just to keep others comfortable. But when you stop caring about their approval, you start breathing again. You start showing up as your real self. You start shining your light so bright that people can't ignore you, and the right ones will admire it. And here's the thing, when you stand firm in who you are, you don't even need the admiration anymore, because you already know your value. You already know your worth. You have to train yourself to clap for yourself, to celebrate yourself, to be proud of your own progress without waiting for an audience. When you accomplish something, don't wait for someone else to notice. Notice it yourself. Give yourself credit. That's where true confidence is built. Confidence doesn't come from someone telling you you're amazing. Confidence comes from you deciding you're amazing, whether anyone says it or not. This shift is powerful because once you stop seeking validation, you stop settling, you stop begging people to love you, you stop tolerating disrespect just because you're scared of losing approval. You stop giving energy to people who wouldn't even clap for you in a room full of strangers. Instead, you rise. You build your own table. You shine without asking for permission. Understand this. People's opinions will always change. One day they love you. The next day they criticize you. If your worth depends on them, you'll always be on shaky ground. But if your worth depends on you, nothing can shake you. You become unmovable, untouchable, free. So the next time you find yourself asking, do they like me? Do they think I'm good enough? Stop. Ask yourself instead, do I like me? Do I think I'm good enough? Because that's the only answer that matters. And if the answer isn't yes, then your work isn't to convince others. Your work is to build that within yourself. You don't need a crowd. You don't need constant applause. You don't need anyone to stamp approval on your existence. You need your own love, your own respect, your own validation. Because once you give yourself that, you'll never be starved for it again. And when you finally get there, when you finally stop seeking, you will realize that the only validation you ever needed was your own. And that's when you'll be unstoppable. Boundaries are not about keeping people out. They're about keeping yourself safe. They're about protecting your peace, your energy, your mind, your heart. And yet, so many of you feel guilty for setting them. You think saying no makes you rude. You think walking away makes you cold. You think protecting yourself makes you selfish. But listen to me. Boundaries are not selfish. Boundaries are self-respect. Every time you allow someone to overstep your limits, you are teaching them how to treat you. When you let people speak you any way they want, when you let them take your time whenever they want, when you let them drain your energy without giving anything back, you are silently saying this is okay. But is it really okay? Do you truly feel okay when you leave those situations? Or do you feel small, used, invisible? That's the result of having no boundaries. That's the cost of always giving unlimited access to people who haven't earned it. Think about it. You lock your doors at night to keep your home safe. You wouldn't let a stranger walk into your room and take what they want. So why do you let people walk into your mind, your soul, your energy without protection? Why do you keep the door wide open for everyone, even the ones who have shown you they don't respect you? Boundaries are your locks. Boundaries are your alarm system. They are not walls built out of fear. They are walls built out of love for yourself. And yes, when you start setting them, people will get uncomfortable. They will say you've changed. They will complain. Because the truth is they were benefiting from you having no boundaries. They liked having unlimited access to you. They liked taking without giving. So when you finally say, no, you can't treat me like this anymore, they lose their comfort. But that's not your problem. That's their problem. Your job is not to make people comfortable at the expense of your own well-being. Your job is to protect yourself. You need to remember this. Every yes to someone else is a no to yourself. Every time you agree to something that drains you just to avoid conflict, you are betraying yourself. Every time you let someone disrespect you just to keep the peace, you are breaking your own heart. And you can't build a strong, confident, peaceful life while constantly betraying yourself. Boundaries are not punishments. They are not about shutting people out. They are about creating a safe space where you can thrive, where your energy is respected, where your soul is protected. They are about teaching people that if they want to be in your life, they must treat you with respect, kindness, and care. If they can't do that, they don't deserve a seat at your table. And I know it's hard at first. It's hard to say no when you're used to saying yes. It's hard to walk away when you're used to staying. It's hard to enforce your boundaries when you're terrified of losing people. But think about it. Are you really losing people? Or are you losing people who never truly valued you in the first place? People who love you will respect your boundaries. People who care for you will honor your limits. It's the ones who were taking advantage of you who will fight against them. And honestly, isn't it better to lose them than to lose yourself? When you begin to set boundaries, something powerful happens. You start to feel lighter. You start to feel free. You start to realize that your worth is not tied to how much you sacrifice for others. You start to see that your peace is more important than their approval. And slowly, you begin to rebuild a relationship with yourself. You begin to trust yourself again because now you know you've got your own back. And that's the greatest gift you can give yourself. The assurance that no matter what happens, you will protect yourself. You will respect yourself. You will not abandon yourself just to be liked, loved, or accepted. Because the truth is, the moment you start respecting yourself enough to set boundaries, you stop tolerating the bare minimum. You stop entertaining people who only come to take. You stop accepting crumbs when you deserve the whole table. So stop being afraid to draw the line. Stop being afraid to say no. Stop being afraid to walk away. Because every time you enforce your boundaries, you're telling yourself, I matter. My peace matters. My time matters. My energy matters. And that is the foundation of a strong, powerful, fulfilled life. Protect your space, protect your heart, protect your mind, protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone should be allowed to sit at your table. And the moment you understand that, you will see just how much your life transforms. Because boundaries aren't about pushing others away. They're about finally bringing yourself home.